Welcome to Redbeard and the Den of Tools. Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the Den of Tools. Well, if you all remember, a week or so ago, we did our best wrench roundup where we used and abused 16 of the top wrenches that you can find. Now, these were combination wrenches, open on one end, closed on the other. Now, I'll be honest, in our testings, we kind of focused on the open end because my feeling was the closed end in all of these was pretty decent. They're all within the same kind of spec and such. And as far as using them in the manner specified, I didn't see any kind of performance variance in it. So that said, though, people still wanted me to test it. On top of that, they wanted me to test till failure. Oh, yeah, because everyone loves to watch a wrench snap, right? So what we did was, if you remember, they used to look like that. They don't quite look like that anymore. So we used our trusty, Titan hex drive bits here, along with the adapter and the similar setup. We used our clamping workstation. Here we got the new Franklin one from Harbor Freight we're using this time. Thanks to the Harbor Freight guys for sending that over for us to play with. And we got it going into a Quinn digital torque adapter. It's kind of turns into a digital torque meter. So what you get here is a reasonable comparison, scientifically speaking, or as scientifically as you're going to get on YouTube. And then we got the old cheater bar out. Now, as I've always said, if you've got to reach for a cheater bar, you're reaching for the wrong tool. But hey, maybe that's all you got. Maybe you're stuck in a tight spot and this is the only tool that's going to work for you. So you know what? Let's see exactly how much pressure you can put on one of these. SK. .407. Snap on. .385. Tecton. .456. Matco. .367. Mac. $2.99. Husky. $3.45. Duralast. Ow. Ow. $3.19. Williams. $3.47. Carlisle. $4.04. Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight. $2.72. Sonex. $3.14. Right. $3.88. Craftsman. $2.49. Cobalt. $3.91. Gear wrench. Ow. $4.63. And Proto Blackhawk. Ah, 176. Man, that's painful. Well, there you have the hand testing, if you will. As I said, I wasn't surprised by any of the results. And as far as scientific, really the takeaway from this, what you're looking at is, hey, how much leverage can I get on something like this? And is it going to break in my hands? And the answer is no, it's not going to break in your hands. And the leverage is, well, basically, the shorter tools are going to have less leverage. The longer tools are going to have more leverage. The exceptions are like the SK, which is so thin to the point where, hey, it'd be great if I was doing electronics and stuff like that, or an electrician, I was doing delicate work, had to get into some tight areas. I would love to have those SK tools. The chrome, if you saw the last video, didn't hold up as well as it should have, but the fact of the matter is, you can, if you're really trying to bear down on them, you really can't, because they're so thin that they bite into you. And I wore a glove, but by the end there, my paws were sore. But anyway, I know we're going to get to the breakaway testing here in just a second. I just wanted to comment, though, that in the last test, I did take an impact hammer to the closed edge here, on the box end on all of these. And not one of them failed under that. And I think it was around 450 foot-pounds of torque from an impact hammer, which is fairly, considerable. But, in none of these are you able to get close to that kind of power. Okay, maybe a few of them get close, but you're not going to get that impact power behind it as well. But, people said, we want to see them fail. How hard is it going to take to fail? And, well, here's the juicy details. Testing to failure. Proto Blackhawk. Williams, testing to failure, 4,000. There's Williams. Matco, testing to failure. Right. Husky. Gear wrench. Testing no failure. Gear wrench. Sunex. Testing till failure. Cobalt. Testing to failure. Snap-on. Flank drive. Not the flank drive plus. Testing till failure. What we got here? Duralast. Testing no failure. Nice bending. You're going to want to close your eyes once it starts beeping. Nope. But, here, take that off. Nice little curve in it. Softer middles curve, harder one to snap.
I'll be damned. That's interesting. Good to know.
Take care.
Have a good day.
Tecton. Testing no failure. Gonna bend it. Carlisle, testing till failure. Harbor Freight Pittsburgh, testing no failure. Mac Tools, testing to failure. And lastly, Craftsman, testing to failure. Well, there you go. There's the wrap up of our testing here. As you can see, yeah, we did some damage to these, but we did a little bit of scorekeeping just to kind of get an idea of how these things compared. I think you'll get more information just by watching the video, but the numbers here's what we have. I think the biggest losers, we had 3 big losers in this, at least from my estimation, and that is Mac, SK, and Sunix. The Mac and the Sunix both broke. I think by far the Sunix was the worst of the bunch, breaking at a mere 749 pounds. I was stunned. I'm surprised when it broke. It was shocking. That's just ridiculous. Well, certainly not the most expensive tool on here. For the reputation that I hear around the YouTubes and whatnot, I have been completely unimpressed. I'm really sorry. Maybe you've had a better experience with it than I have, but as you've seen in the testing, both in this video and the previous video, the Sunix has done poorly. The fit and finish on it was one of the worst, and breaking at 749 pounds. Well, there's just no excuse for that. Now, next was the SK. Now, I'm not terribly surprised that it bent at 791 pounds. It had 2 things against it. It was very long, and on top of it, it was incredibly thin. But still, at that kind of price point, granted, it wasn't up there quite with the tool trucks, but it was near, and I would have wanted it to do better than that. Mac, oh my gosh, tool truck right up there with Snap-on, same price, same target market, same everything. Broken $890. That's just a joke. I'm sorry. Now, honestly, I feel that any of the ones that broke wouldn't measure up to my test. I wouldn't want to have in my shop. Now, while some of them may have bent at lower pressure, the point is I would much rather the tool bend than break. In the end, that's going to lead to less catastrophic failures, damage to your knuckles, damage to other equipment. Something that gives a soft bend, you can tell it's giving. You know when to stop and be like, okay, this tool's had it, rather than thinking, okay, it's got a bit more, and then suddenly snapping. That said, as far as one that did break, that still did well, that right tool, even though it did break, it didn't break until 1,500 pounds, far above any of the other tools tested. I was really surprised about that. Okay, maybe not totally surprised. It did seem like it was a very tough tool to begin with. As far as the other ones out there, that maybe we could do a little bit of honorable mention for. You know, the Carlisle bent at 1191, that's pretty good. The Duralast bent at 914, while less, I mean, that's AutoZone, man. You got to give them a hand for that. The Husky bent at 901. I was a little disappointed. If you could tell, it's probably the one that bent the most. Now, the Cobalt at 1180, that's a pretty good number there, especially considering the cost of that Cobalt. The Matco bent at 1010. Here you got the Cobalt bending, handling a few more foot-pounds and costing way less than the tool truck brand there. The Harbor Freight bending at 982. Cheapest of the bunch, or second cheapest of the bunch. It was right up in there, or right down there, I should say. And honestly, being as short as it was, I'm surprised it held up. The Proto Blackhawk did a little bit better, but I got to be honest, I hated using that tool. It's so small that it's just ridiculous. The Snap-on was actually quite decent. 1220 bending, not breaking. I was surprised. The Tecton coming in real close there at 1018. Again, bending, not breaking. The Tecton just always continues to surprise me. So there you have it. That's the numbers. As I said, or as it says right there, link to the spreadsheet is in the video description. Anyway, let me know in your comments down below what you think. Which one do you think came out best? What do you think about bending versus breaking? Has this changed your mind on any of the tools that you're thinking about buying in the future? And also, what do you want to see tested next here in the Den of Tools? Well, if you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe. Give a big old chomp there to the like button. Hit the bell so you get all the notifications in the future. And in the end, it's YouTube, so don't take it all too seriously. It's one bear's opinion. The sample size is small, but in the end, I think there's some useful information. Anyway, that's all the bear has for you today, guys and gals. You all take care. God bless, and as always, say it with me. Shine on.